This is Sam Michelle. I got this really queasy stomach ache right now, and it's super uncomfortable. And my diet here is right now is pork and beans and bread and gummy worms. The gummy worms is like a dessert thing. Doesn't sound very good, and of course, I got upset stomach, but yeah, it's just I'm a nervous wreck right now. Fucking paranoid person, nervous wreck, and it's not surprising that I have a what do you call it, upset stomach. Just what do you call it? Not in very good shape these days. Any time these days. Uh, God damn it! I gotta run. Hold on a second. Fuck. Anyway, I don't know if that pause worked, but oh, yuck! I feel like crap. It's sweaty and uncomfortable. I got a fan. Thank goodness I got a fan. It's one of the few things that makes my life a little bit more comfortable here. But little fan, my little fan friend. And occasionally I go through, when I can, I go through movies, old movies that I used to love, like right now, well, I just finished John Carter, which is, I take it so seriously that, like idiot romantic that I am, I end up crying. For a lot of different reasons. But just before I went up to the bathroom the third time, I momentarily thought about my ex in a barangay north of here. Like just momentarily, and and I thought about mentioning the idea. Try to stay away from. I don't need to try to stay away from her and them. I just need to stay away from her and them. Not about trying. It's just that I need to, because it's. I don't know. It's like if I was welcome there. We'd fall into the same old pattern of what I felt anyways, micromanagement of my life, and resentment toward her, and I don't see any point in going back if it's going to be like that, if she's going to micromanage my life, and me resent the hell out of her for doing that. At the last time, when I was there over 2 years ago, I was working on physics, because that's what mattered to me, and because it didn't make any money, I was wasting time to her, and I'm like, not everything is about money. Not everything is about making money. I could have turned her around and said, don't you have hobbies that don't make money? Don't you have things that you like to do that don't make money? But I didn't bring it up because, it would probably start a fight or something. Conversationally, we could actually have a conversation over 2 years ago, but yeah, I don't know if it would be about anything that really mattered or not. And I used to have a friendship with my daughter, but that was over 2 years ago. And I've given up having a friendship with my daughter, and given up on a friendship with Grace. I don't right now. It's just it's pointless right now. It's pointless right now, because she knows that I would, lay a fucking guilt trip on her over and over and over again for making me not caring about me being homeless, not forcing me to be homeless, but essentially she and her parents are. So I think there must be for me, the fact that I bring it up right now and have such sternness in my voice means that I obviously have, a lot of resentment toward her and her parents for forcing me to be homeless for over 2 years. So I'd rather not think about it. I'd just simply rather not think about it. Other people say like, oh, she must be a gold digger, and I'm like, it's a little bit more complicated than that. What's wrong, or why don't do you still love her? And I'm like, why do you ask these stupid questions? I mean, I haven't seen her for over 2 years. Like, how can I love her when I haven't seen her for over 2 years? Anyways, she's not a gold digger per se. The thing is that she is extremely selfish with respect to herself, her family, and our daughter. And I mean, if you think about it very carefully, like, mathematically, I mean, she'd rather have me be homeless rather than them. I don't think, it would never come down to that, but because that's not the kind of person I am. But I don't think it ever comes down to that in her mind, because this is her country. That's her barangay, her village, and her parents' village, and other than keeping me homeless, other than forcing me to be homeless, they haven't done anything wrong per se. So why should they be punished, for not doing anything wrong to me other than forcing me to be homeless? I mean, from an American point of view, it's heinous, which for me it is, but maybe for them it's not such a big deal. Who knows? Maybe for them it's not a big deal at all. Who knows, man? Like I said in the beginning, before, I said that she always assumed that my brother would take care of me, and he didn't. I mean, over 2 years ago, she wrongfully assumed that my brother would take care of me, and I think that was the problem at that time. As I tried to say before, I think he wrongfully assumed that she would take care of me, and it never happened. Not in over 2 years. So I've been in kind of, limbo, begging the U.S. Embassy and Philippine Immigration to let me go, and my brother to help me get the fuck out of here, and for over 2 years. And then all of a sudden, my friend in Australia inquires, and everything's different. And it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck I would feel like a prisoner for over 2 years, and then all of a sudden everything's different. Anyway, I mean, the embassy had the excuse of coronavirus. They had the excuse of coronavirus. But now that that's over, they don't have an excuse anymore, do they? So Grace thought that my ex, she thought that coronavirus, one of the conspiracy theories was that it was intentionally released. So, there was a little bit of a debate for me about that. But the thing is whether or not it was intentionally released. The planet went through, it seemed like the authorities in each country, especially the United States, went through periodic lockdowns, meaning that people had to stay home indoors, and they hated it, man. They fucking hated it, Americans especially. From what I heard, they used to have parties, deliberate coronavirus parties, in spite of all the fucking lockdowns. And if the federal government got wind of that and realized what the citizenry was doing, even, with the stupid lockdowns, what's the point? What's the fucking point? I hope and pray that thing, that's never going to happen again. I hope we learned our fucking lesson that, even with a global pandemic, the solution isn't fucking lockdown. It is not a lockdown. Because it's just another bullshit excuse for, to curb personal liberties and for the federal governments on the planet to issue global martial fucking law. So for me, when it was happening and I was suffering and I'm homeless the whole time, and then at the end, when they had the lockdowns in Makati, I'm like, this is so fucking bullshit. It's, it seemed like to me that it was an exercise, like federal government, like I said, it seemed like to me they were using coronavirus as an excuse, as an experiment to see if they could do global lockdowns, and have martial law because of the fucking coronavirus. For public safety reasons, of course. And it's like, now, now what? Now what? Now it's about what? No, I mean, public awareness right now is what? Oh, it's no longer coronavirus. Now it's Hamas versus Israel in the Middle East. And before that, it was Ukraine. It's like, and before Ukraine was coronavirus. Does anybody fucking still remember coronavirus? Because I was stuck here because of coronavirus. At least that was the excuse anyways. How the fuck am I supposed to care about what? Hamas-Israel war when nobody gave a fuck about me during coronavirus? Not even the Monsignor next door in Makati. How does the war affect me? Do I have any relatives in Israel? Do I have any relatives in Palestine? Do I have any relatives in Gaza? Do I have any, I don't. I was ready to learn about it today, gun-ho, ready to learn about it. And also about the Russian, Russia-Ukraine thing, because there's an interesting video out there about that. Maybe I'll get a chance later today to be able to watch it, hopefully. But the piece of Wi-Fi is down. The piece of Wi-Fi is not working. So I couldn't even upload the last video. We'll see later. I'll try later. One more time for today. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'll try tomorrow, I guess. I don't have much of a choice. Like I did, much of my recent existence, not much of a choice. Yeah, I used to make videos for Americans like don't go overseas unless you're willing to get trapped there. Don't go overseas unless you're willing to get trapped there against your will. But now it's like, I make these videos like in case I never get the fuck out of here. Because I really, really, honest to goodness, feel like I've been a fucking prisoner here for over 2 years. Over 2 fucking years. And I really don't want to cover the shit that has happened to me during those 2.5 years, because why? I don't even want to fucking think about it. If anybody asks me, if a stranger asks me, hey Sam, why are you such a nervous wreck today? Don't get me started. Don't fucking get me started. Anyway, I used to be, not happy-go-lucky, what's the expression? Oh, a pacifist. Used to be a pacifist. Used to be very, I just want to try to help where I can. Used to be a pacifist. Used to be like a good Samaritan type of guy. But now it's like I can't go to the CR without being afraid that people are going to mess with my shit or fuck with me. Like they have been. So yeah, there was when I was in Mount Lyog, I was, just before here, and stuff was being stolen from me, and my life was going downhill at that point. Just rapidly downhill. People stealing stuff from me, and I don't know, just pretending like nothing bad was happening to me, and I was so fucking naive and trusting, and stupidly naive and trusting, and what's my point? That I don't know if you could say I hit rock bottom or what, but the thing is how people treated me. Yeah, how people treated me was rock bottom. Even happened a little bit here, a little bit. It's like people testing the envelope, I guess, maybe, trying to see what they can get away with, in a barangay facility. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, you wouldn't do this to one of your own, man. You would not do this to one of your own. So what you're doing is kind of racist. You would not do this to one of your own, so what you're doing is kind of racist. When I was in Thailand, I encountered a kind of racism there. At least it seemed that way. In my son's village in Thailand, it seemed like if you were not Chinese Thai, you had no rights and no respect. If you were not Chinese Thai, you had no rights and no respect. And man, when I took on the authority there, they tried to beat the shit out of me. From my perspective, they tried to kill me. From my perspective, they tried to kill me. But, maybe they were just trying to teach me a lesson. But the thing is, man, the way they did it it's mentally ill, man. The way they did it was mentally ill. It was supposedly over a young woman and her father, supposedly. The altercation was about a young woman and her father, supposedly. Me with my attitude, a kind of like cavalier attitude, it's like, I think they sold alcohol on premises at their Sorry. I think they sold alcohol. So I bought there. I find this is where the girl used to like me, okay, and gave me a little bit of positive attention at the, at the market area, not too far from their house and their Sorry store. So I bought alcohol and I said, can I drink here? And they said, no, there's a church right next door. I said, oh. So I came back later with the alcohol that I probably bought at their store, and they had chairs set up, man. They had chairs set up. So they could drink, they could do whatever they wanted. And I'm thinking, well, fuck, if they're going to drink right next to a church and then tell me that I can't, obviously they don't want me to do it for some, of their own personal reasons, but I'm going to do whatever they normally do. I'm going to do whatever they normally do. So I sat out front, drinking on their front porch, basically, where they told me not to drink, but I did anyways because I knew that they had done it before. And you gotta remember, it's about a girl. It's not about a girl. It's not about a girl. It's about them beating the shit out of me when they can. So all of a sudden, I find myself 3 guys on one, me. And one is boiling or, heating up Hong Kong whiskey. And they're saying, like, you like whiskey? You like whiskey? You like whiskey? Here's scalding whiskey. We're going to force into your mouth. So 2 guys held me down while the third one heated up whiskey and was going to pour it down my throat, scalding me and teach me a lesson, right? And teach me a fucking lesson, right? And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen, man? What, because I called them on their shit? I did what they normally do? So, I got lucky. I got really lucky. I let them put the scalding liquid in my mouth. The price tag is burning my tongue, and have, a damaged tongue for a couple weeks. But it was worth it, because why? I got it in my mouth and then spit it in the guy's face, scalding Hong Kong in his face. And that was my moment, man. I grabbed the stick, and I started defending myself against 3 guys. And they couldn't touch me because why? I had the fucking stick, bitches. So after that altercation, get this, man. The next morning, this is what the threat was. They're going to call the police or I have to leave town. And they're the ones who fucking started it. What I mean is started the violence. They're the ones who started the violence, and they're threatening calling the police on me when they're the ones who fucking started the violence? The thing is, believe it or not, that kind of shit happened to me here. Not the scalding Hong Kong, but similar crap. and not even triggered by, not even triggered by the, that shit either. Oh, I could have been just walking by, and the wrong person got pissed off at me for something, totally, delusional in their minds. Totally delusional in their minds, not just me. Something totally delusional in their minds. And they start beating the shit out of me. She's only 16, she's old. And I'm like, who the fuck you? She's not 16. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Who the fuck are you talking about? She's only 16. And that's just a few months ago, man. That's just a few months ago. If I recounted all the crap that's happened to me in the last couple of years here in the Philippines, or including the first detention, it's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. And it's no wonder that I'm a fucking nervous wreck, because what? I'm always fucking worried that anything like that is going to happen again, like as soon as it gets dark, or as soon as somebody passes by that has a delusional thing in their mind about me. The second night at there's these local fiestas that I was trying to attend because it's a chance to get free food, it's a chance to have fun with the locals, it's a chance to enjoy the time of they call it's typically 1 or 2 days for each barangay, and there was a fiesta in Malayag where I used to live. The first night was perfect. I mean, it was just unbelievable beautiful. And I was dancing with this ultra goddess, and I mean, I just couldn't believe, my lucky stars. It was like I was in heaven. Second night, nightmare. I was beat up by a barangay official with no reason, no explanation, man. Absolutely, and no apology. Beat up by a barangay official on the second night of fiesta for no reason and no apology. Like I said before, man, if I did what happened to me, to Philippine citizens, I'd be in fucking jail forever. I'd be in fucking jail forever if I did what they've done to me. So anyway, and it really happened, man. It really fucking happened. All that shit really happened. The stuff in my son's village really happened. They forced me out. I did, I needed 24 hours, man. I couldn't leave the next day, man. I needed 24 hours to pack up my stuff, give a lot of stuff away, and head down south on my motorcycle. And I was never going back, man. I thought about going back recently, and I mean the last couple of years, because, any place would be better than here. Any place would be better than here. I mean, not this barangay, but, what I've been through. But, no, I'm not going back. The thing is, to my son's village, any more than I want to go back to Malayag. I went back to take a shower because they ran out of water here in the building, and and I used to take baths over in the southwest Malayog, which is there's a breakwater there. Between there's a Malayog and Pena, which is here. There's a break wall and a river. And on the north side, there's a place where there's some, what do you call it, giant cubicle basins where water can collect, and it's a public, public facility where people can get drinking water and bathe and stuff when there's water. But I went there the other night, thinking like, man, I couldn't sleep because I was so fucking greasy and tired. I hadn't taken a bath for over 2 weeks, and I was just, fuck, man, I need to take a bath. So I packed up my stuff and went over there, and empty, totally empty. And the only place I could take a bath was over here at the near the high school. There's a spigot near the high school. So I washed my clothes and took a bath, and I felt much better. But, it doesn't erase the past. It doesn't erase, taking a bath doesn't erase the past. It just makes the current, now more tolerable. I'm still sweaty. Sun's going down, the building's warm. It's going to take a few hours before it cools off. The thing is, man, how this all started over 2 years ago, and I'm trying to think, January, when we were still together, not together. January, I think it's 2021, but and it's hard to tell. I think it's 2021, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. It's before coronavirus, so maybe 2019. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. All right, so it's like January, right? Of some recent year, maybe not 2021, maybe even before then. I don't know. I was 58 and a half or something. I'm trying to think. 58 and a half is what? 58 and a half. And I'm almost 61. 61 minus 58 and a half.